Welcome to I Am One, where I am one with the Creator and one with myself. We are winding down our 28 days of the African Tarot, and today is day 26. Today's four cards, the theme will be a personal reading for myself. So I thought I'd share it with you. So the question I'm asking myself is, how should I plan for this upcoming week? So the four cards that I drew for this one are the Emperor, the Hanged Man, Six of Wands, and King of Cups. So the Emperor is going to represent me because this is my personal reading. The Hanged Man is going to answer the question about what do I need to accept. The Six of Wands is going to answer the question, what do I need to let go? And then the King of Cups is going to answer the question of what will be the possible outcome. So here we are, the Emperor. The Emperor represents the opportunity to shape and build. The opportunity for me to bring order from chaos. That's my assignment this week, to bring order from chaos. Chaos isn't always a negative thing. Chaos isn't always, oh my gosh, everything is going haywire and going crazy. Chaos just means there's a lot of moving pieces. And as a supervisor, which I am, there are a lot of moving pieces. I have a team right now of 7. I have 2 in training and 1 more that's still to come on board. So my team is growing. And so I have this small core of senior team members, but then most of the team, over half of the team, are newbies. So they come with excitement, they come with anxiety, they come with questions, they come with ignorance because they're new to the job. They may be familiar with the field in itself, but with the specific responsibilities that they're taking on, they're basically coming in green. So I have a duty, I have an obligation to make sure I'm still taking care of and managing the core staff while getting the new staff acclimated, getting them comfortable with their position and their responsibilities, answering their questions because they have many, but also reassuring them that they have what it takes to do the job or they wouldn't be there. So that is me in a nutshell, how I have to bring order out of chaos. And there's a lot of personalities in there. There are a lot of different mindsets. There are some who are already stuck in their ways. There are some who are new, who are trying to find their groove. So there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of missing pieces, or excuse me, a lot of moving pieces. And that is the order, that is the chaos that I need to bring order to. And so the hangman, the hanged man represents what I need to accept. And the hangman card is interesting. I want to pull this card in front of me personally. I know you can see it on your screen, but I want to make sure I pull it out so I can see it firsthand. And I want you to understand, when we're reading tarot, as I'm learning this, sometimes when you draw cards, they're upside down. And so that just means the reverse of what the card would be if it were right side up. Well, the hangman card, this card is not upside down. This card is the way it should be because the hangman represents making a sacrifice. So what do I need to sacrifice this week as the hangman, bringing order out of this chaos? I need to sacrifice my ego. I need to sacrifice my time because I know with the new people, I'm going to have to set aside some extra time to make sure they are comfortable in what they're doing, what I'm assigning to them, and then how they move forward to execute it. I'm going to have to sacrifice my patience or up my patience level. I have to accept the fact that I'm going to have to sacrifice some of my downtime. I'm going to have to sacrifice some of my office time because they're going to need my attention. They're not going to always have it that one-on-one. I will always be there to guide. I will always be there to support. And though right now they're in their infancy stage themselves, I know they're going to need more time, just like a newborn baby that we would bring into our home. That child is going to need more of our time. We're going to have to be we're going to have to be on demand for that child because that new child is getting into a rhythm. I'm going to have to sacrifice my time. I'm going to have to sacrifice my time where I could be working on some paperwork, working on some reports to help them navigate the journey that they are now on. That is the sacrifice I know I have to make, and in the coming months to a year will continue to have to make. So this order that I'm going to bring out of this chaos isn't going to happen just this week. This is just the journey that I know I'm facing and is about to implement and walk through, and have been for the last I say 35 to 45 days. So this journey is continuing, and some of them with their personalities, some are go-getters and they're ready to, have the cord cut and let them run wild and be what they need to be. And others, they need their hand held a little more. So I have to accept that my patience is going to come into play. I have to accept that I'm going to have to sacrifice some of my time that I would have to do other things or reprioritize my time so that I know I have the time to give them the attention that they need while still meeting my responsibilities, my deadlines, and my benchmarks. Now, when we get to the Six of Wands, this is about letting go. What do I need to let go of? For my more senior people, while they are getting accustomed to the way I do things, I'm going to have to step back and let them run with the assignment that I've given them because they're already established in what their job entails and the responsibilities that they have. Now I'm going to have to step back a little bit and let them run with the way I would like it to be implemented, the way I would like the work to be submitted, the way I would like for them to come together as a whole so that we as a team shine as bright as we can. There's no one star here and there on the team. Everybody has the opportunity to shine, and it is my job to make sure that how I need to equip them, how I need to lead and guide them, that they understand that. And then after I've given that directive, given that instruction, given the go-ahead, then I need to accept the fact that I need to let go and take my hands off of them and let them do the job and bring back the results that I know that they can bring back. And now with the King of Cups, my outcome are my possibilities. Again, my possibilities. So as I work out of bringing order out of this chaos, as I work on sacrificing where I need to sacrifice for the sake of the team, especially the new people, and as I accept that I need to let go, meaning cut the cord for the senior people so that they can really run, they can be the example for the new ones, and they can help bring this team together cohesively, the possible outcome for me will ultimately be that everybody does what they need to do. And the example that I lead for them as their supervisor, they themselves will have the courage, will have the strength, will have confidence. They will also have the confidence to bring it all home. And as one reaches their goal and they each work together to help the other and bring the other up and everybody does their part, the team as a whole, our optimum outcome is that we as a team will reach every benchmark that is assigned to us, that is expected of us as a team in our region and throughout our state. So that is my outlook for this week. And those cards will help me stay on task, help me be reminded when things get a little hectic that I'm going to have to practice my patience. I'm going to have to dig deeper within myself. when I know that they have a question that they've already asked and I've already answered, that they need reassurance. When I know that the senior people who ought to already know the answers and ought to already know how to implement and ought to already get the task done, but now they are acclimating themselves to the way I would want it, even having patience with them, knowing that, okay, I'm switching the script. The process, the outcome of what they need to do is the same, but the process and how I would need them to submit it, how I would need to review it, may be tweaked a little bit from what they're used to doing. So everybody is adjusting. Everybody is doing a tighten up. Everybody is being a little bit inconvenienced. But when all is said and done and we all come together and I lead by example and I do what I need to do and I keep these 4 cards in mind, this team will rock based on how I lead and encourage and set the example. Or this team will fail based on how I am afraid to lead, how I'm afraid to be the example, and how I'm afraid to just put everything together and get everything molded and shaped in the way that it needs to be. So I take on this challenge for this week because I know it's doable. I know it's going to be a challenge, but I know it's not impossible. I know it's doable. And I know what I see in my mind's eye, as above, so below. As within, so without. So I've already seen it, and all I'm waiting for is the manifestation of it. And the manifestation of it coming into fruition is all up to me. How am I going to operate? How am I going to adjust? How am I going to make myself available? How I'm going to practice my own patience, my own temperance, and all of the things that we've talked about throughout these almost 28 days. I too have to put it into practice. I too have to make it personal. I too have to heed the words of the tarot that I've been sharing with you. And what I say to this is, so let it be. And with that, peace and blessings to you all.